Alright, so today I'm going to teach you guys how to play the piano part to Fowl play. Now, the song can be divided into roughly 4 parts, which is the first verse, the second verse, the chorus, and then the bridge. So the first verse is the part that says, Vito was a duck from a rough and tumble neighborhood. The second one was, the second verse is, but there was another bird on the loose. The chorus is, in this world where God don't hear you pray, and the bridge is the part where it says, when I started I was like you. Alright, so to start off the song, in the first verse, what you want to do is that you want to essentially play a very basic pattern on your left hand. You want to go like this. Now you want to take that bass line and you want to double it by playing the same thing, but like 1 octave lower, so like this. Alright, now on your right hand then, what you want to do is that you want to fill in the gap between each note with a chord. And this chord you can make it's a C minor chord, and you want to make that by putting your index finger on the C, your middle finger on the E flat, this is middle C by the way, and then your thumb on the G. And you want to play in between every note that you play in the left hand, so it goes like this. So you play that pattern 3 times, and on the last time, on the 4th time, you want to play a G instead to end the section. And you want to play this by playing 2 Gs an octave apart on your left hand here, and on your right hand you want to play a G chord, which is a G, B, and D, so like this. Alright, so that's the first verse. Alright, to start the second verse, you want to start by playing a bass line on your left hand, very similar to the first time, and it goes like this. So it goes C, G, A flat, C, F, C, G, and then D. And then again you want to double this on your left hand, so you go like that. And then in between each note on your left hand, again you're going to be playing a chord, very similar to the first verse. Now the first chord you want to play is the same chord that you played in the first verse, which is a C minor, which is the same shape as before. So you have a C, an E flat, and a G. So it goes like this. You want to play it twice before changing to the second chord, which you can do by taking your thumb on the chord and bumping up to A flat instead. So it goes like this. The other 2 fingers you don't really want to move. And then for the next chord, you want to play, for this part, you want to play an F minor. And you want to do that by putting your thumb on the F, your index finger on the A flat, and your ring finger or your middle finger on the C. So it goes like this. And then finally, you want to play the G, which is the same chord that you played at the end of the first verse, which is going to be a G, B, and then D. So that's how you essentially play the second verse. And you want to play that twice, and at the end you want to, when you're about to lead into the chorus, what you want to do is that you want to play a big G, like what you did at the end of the first verse, like this. Which is, again, an octave G here and a G chord over here. And you want to use a pedal as well. So like. Alright, now to play the chorus, what you want to do is that you want to start by playing an octave on the C, which is here. Now, this is 1 below the middle C, so you got it. Right. And then on your right hand, you want to play a C minor chord by putting your thumb on the middle C, and then playing an E flat, G, and then C, like this. And then, essentially, the chorus is built around taking the top note, which is the C, and moving it down, so it goes like this. So first you want to start by playing it as a C, then moving it down to a B, then a B flat, then an A, and then when you get to the A flat, what you want to do is that you want to take your root on your left hand and you want to move it to an A flat over here. And then on your left hand, you're going to continue descending your A flat, and you're going to play essentially like a triplet feel, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you want to, so it goes like. Keep in mind that you might want to use your right foot to operate the pedal here, so your notes sustain for a bit longer. And then, so after you play it once, the second time, after you go to the A flat, you want to end on a G, as you did for all the previous sections. So altogether, the chorus should sound something like this. Alright, so now I'm going to teach you how to play the bridge. And you want to start by essentially putting your left hand on the middle C. And then you want to play on your right hand the chord that you played just now, which is the C minor chord. So it's the same chord that you played in the first and second verse, like this one, but up an octave. So just to reiterate, it's an E flat, a C, and a G. So it goes like this. And what you want to do is that you want to play it in essentially like an arpeggio. from top to bottom. So you go like this. So you play it 4 times with the left hand on the C, and then what you want to do is you want to change the top note from an E flat to a G. There you go. F, E flat. So you want to play the G twice, then the F and E flat. And then after that you want to change to a G minor chord, which you want to do by putting your left hand on the G, and then you want to play a D, B flat, and G on your right hand. So it goes. So similarly, after you play it 4 times, you want to change your top note to a G, F, E flat, D. So, and then you want to play that pattern twice essentially. So it goes like. The second time, we want to change the pattern on the right hand to a G, A flat, G, F. After this, you want to play a big E flat chord. So you want to play the lowest 2 E flats, which is here. And you want to play like quite a bit louder than you did before. At the top, you want to play it like quite lightly and quite quietly. And you want to play a big E flat chord. And so essentially, what you want to do is you want to take your middle finger on your right hand, put it on the E flat, and then your index finger on the B flat, and then your thumb on the G. So it goes then G, A flat, G, F. Then you want to move to a B flat chord, and take your play a D with your middle finger, a B flat with your index finger, and F with your thumb. And then you want to go G, G, F, E flat. And then next chord you want to play is an A flat. And then here you have an E flat, a C, and an A flat. A flat, G, F, then C minor. Which is again the same thing that you played up here, but lower, and you want to play the lowest 2 C's with your left hand. And essentially this part you want to play quite a bit slower than the rest of the song, and you want to make it so that you're essentially not really following any time. You're kind of in free time and you play it at whatever tempo you feel. Alright, so the next part I'm going to teach you is the little piano solo that comes after the bridge. And then, so after you play the big C chord down here, you're going to pause for a bit, and then you, when the phrase says, oh yes, you'll be like me, you want to play with your left hand a G and a B flat, so, and then you want to play a G chord, which is, again, 2 G's in your left hand, then G, then B, then D. Then what you want to do is you want to play these 2 notes, and then you want to essentially make a big arpeggio that goes upwards with with a G7 chord. Now the notes in the G7 chord are G, B, D, and then F. And the way you want to do this is that you want to start by playing an F with your index finger, and you want to play a G, D, B, and then you want to play the G, then B, D, F, then B, D, F, G, then D, F, G, B, and keep on repeating it until you get higher and higher. So you can end wherever you want, basically. Alright, so altogether the piano solo should sound something like this. Alright, so now I'm going to do a complete demonstration of the entire song. But I'm going to be leaving out the 3rd verse, the 4th verse, and the chorus, the 2nd chorus, because they're essentially the same thing as the 1st verse, the 2nd chorus, and the 1st chorus. So, yeah.